Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 261, the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Mountain Pass and it's under the command of Wazwulf. Got a pair of battles in the Object 261. It's got an 18cm howitzer as its main armament, 900 alpha, 45mm of penetration and a burst radius of 10 meters. But you don't get much ammunition, unfortunately, only 20 rounds, which is a bit sad really, because you'd think that it would have more ammunition given that most of the other tier 10s have that as well. Well, you can see that Wazwulf's decided to take it up onto this area here, this rise. It's a bit difficult to get up, but once you're up here you have got the ability to shoot onto the bridge road as well as up to the ice road. But it's very, very precarious there. You can fall down into the river if you're not careful, so you have to be very careful you don't drive backwards. Object 2684 on the bridge road and a direct hit on the front of the vehicle for 116. Oh, looks like another Arty round hit him as well. A blind shot because the shell came in and there was no explosion. Over next to the north side of the bowl we've got a Progetto 65, but from this current position Wazwulf's having difficulty trying to get the gun to aim on it. Yes, if you're on the edge like that, just moving about slightly can end up falling down into the river below. The Bobject's moved to the bridge where he can shoot up the ice road. And again, he's trying to aim, but unfortunately he can't shoot from there because the mountain in front of us is actually getting in the way. It's blocking the shot. Got a red line. Up on the ice road itself we can see an Object 430U, but again he's having difficulty trying to get the aim without the mountain getting in the way. If he wants to shoot up the ice road, he probably will have to move further north on that ridgeline to do it. But there's a Progetto 65 over on the west side of the map, and he can hit that one. Rounds out. Lands in front of him for 227. Bad RNG on that one. Reload time's not too bad considering it's an 18cm gun. 25.42 seconds. It normally has, I think it's around about 28 seconds, 29 seconds. Don't quote me on that one. But with a rammer and a good crew, you can reduce the reload. Now he aimed that one between the two tanks, and he did stun both of them, and the Progetto has now been taken down. Unfortunately, the Super Conqueror has now been joined by a 60 TP. And the 60 TP is a particularly difficult tank to kill. Oh, and that AMX 13105 went right up the hill, right over the top and behind the Progetto on our own team. And there goes the Super Conch. Now that 1375 is heading in this direction. And that could be bad news. We're almost loaded. So we won't get much warning if that 1375 arrives in this area. There goes a hit on the 60 TP. Yes, he is headed this way. And it looks like Wazwulf's decided the best thing to do is to get low and then potentially take this guy on face to face. And he's almost loaded, but not quite. He's just been hit in the track by that AMX 13105 who does a skid turn to come back. Bad move. And yep, he got hit by some splash and then rammed himself to death against Wazwulf at only for the loss of only one hit point to kill him. The splash damage was 838 hit points. Well, I think that was a direct hit actually, more than the splash. But it certainly did a huge amount of damage to him and that made him vulnerable. In fact, actually, I think it was the RAM damage was 161, and he only did one hit point of damage to Wazwulf. That was it, yes. Okay, he's decided to go up onto the plateau. The team is winning by 6 tanks at the moment. The enemy's only got 7 left. Going for the 60 TP, round out. Oh no, it went a bit too long, that one. But the 60 TP is now down. The enemy's got 3 Artys and 3 tanks left. One of those is a T100 LT. He's on the bridge road, so's the Object 430U. The only guys defending their cap at the moment are Arty. In fact, it very much looks as if the enemy's about to lose their cap area. There's only 3 of them left now. Oh no, only 1 of them left. The Object 261 on the enemy team's the last one alive. And it looks like he just got wiped out, and that was the end of the game. So that's the end of the first game. It's a victory for Wazwulf. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the Siegfried line map, and we've got baked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Roger clan in the Arty. Now he's the player who actually had a fantastic, almost unbelievable round, you might say, in the Sherman Jumbo recently, and we posted that replay on our site. If you haven't caught it, watch it, because it's absolutely amazing. The amount of medals he managed to get in one game was, well, truly amazing, truly unbelievable. Well, he's decided he's going to head over to the west side of the map, across the Dragon's Teeth. He's going to hide in the corner. There's a good reason to actually shoot from the corner. You've got fairly good sight lines and arcs on the enemy, and you're out of the way of the tanks that are heading towards the cap. So if the enemy does come up the east side of the map to try and bypass all of the defenders, then you're going to be well away from them. But he's got a Jagdpanzer E100 fire at the Jaegeru, and that one landed right next door to him. We lost sight of the target, but you can see again, good sight lines. You can shoot at these 2 tanks, the M454 and the 60 TP, right from the corner, even though they're hiding behind that building. Okay, almost ready to shoot. Rounds out. Direct hit on the M454 and slight damage, blast damage to the 60 TP. Looks like the Jaeger's joined them. In fact, if that is the same Jaeger, and it must be, because they've only got 1, he didn't actually suffer any damage whatsoever in that first shot, which tends to make me think he moved just shortly before baked shell landed. And that one landed next door to the M454 and did splash damage to both of them. You can see the impact point from the first shell actually landed on the M454's turret. It's almost got another round ready. There we go, rounds out. And another direct hit, and again he's got double bubble because he's hitting 2 tanks at the same time. And the impact point again was on the turret. You can see 2 yellow marks on the turret of that M454. Those are the spots where the shell landed. Now he's going to have a go at that Jaegeru. Almost loaded. Going to use a premium round this time. Rounds out. Unfortunately, it hit the building right in front of him. I think the Jaegeru moved just too close and the shell just couldn't loop over that building towards the end, hit the building instead. Bit of a pity that these buildings are indestructible. It'd be quite nice actually if you knocked the building down instead of the killing the tank. Rounds out the Jaeger. This should hit. Yep, definitely hit. 326 direct hit on the front end of the Jaegeru. $2.1k of damage so far. Battle's only been going for just under 4 minutes. It's going to try again, or is he going to hit these guys behind? Well, those are the ones he was hitting before, the M454 and the 60 TP. And he does hit the M454. loading a standard round. Now, just to the south, we've got an Object 140, but he's just been taken out by the Batchat 25T, or 25 ton, I should say. So the next target's going to be the E4, or is he going to hit something else? Okay, we've got a Chieftain there. That's the T95 FP4201. There's a Super Conk. He's only got a limited number of hit points left, so he might be able to take him out of the game with this shot. Nope. Close, but no cigar on that one. 312 hit points. So he is a one-shot now, for sure. That Jaegeru's a one-shot as well. Just noticed him. Lots of targets that that Baked can take out with one round. Going for the T57 Heavy now. Trying to hit his rear. Fires it in at 60 TP. And he does hit both tanks together again. He doesn't kill the 60 TP, but again he's been reduced to a one-shot. If he fires another one in this direction, he'll get double bubble again. It's nice the way some enemy tanks line up like this to make it easier for us to take two out with one shot. He's decided to go for the T57. 233, that's good. But non-penetrating shot, just blast damage. 60 TP did go down in the end and got taken out by our Jaegeru. We're two tanks up on the enemy at the moment, and we have control of most of the town centre. The enemy team are being kept on the outskirts. Bake's going for that T57 Heavy. Moves round the corner and takes a direct hit. Or was it? No, actually it was a splash right next door to him for 325 hit points. And he's picking up stun assist from the 60 TP hitting that T57 Heavy. There's the Chieftain. Well, it's not really a Chieftain, it's a Chieftain turret on a T95 tank. And he's gone. The Bobject on our team got him. And that means there's only 6 enemies left. 2 Arty, 2 tank destroyers, a heavy and a medium. Now, Bake's decided that he needs to move a bit closer and also to avoid counter battery. Okay, fires around at that bush because he guesses that there's somebody there, and he was right, there is somebody there. One of the tank destroyers is sitting in that bush because he fired a round in and there was no explosion. So one of the tank destroyers just took a direct hit, and both tank destroyers are T110E3s. He's loaded, ready to go, rounds out, long flight time. It can be up to 4 seconds flight time from one end of the battlefield to the other, especially if it's corner to corner. And there's the E3 that he hit, and he's now missing 28% of his health. Round out, here we go. And oh, it went to the right and long, so no damage on that one. Oh, but he is picking up some stun assist. There's only 5 enemies remaining now. He's focusing on this E3. Mark the target. I always mark the target for my teammates, let them know what I'm aiming at to ensure that they have an idea what I'm going to hit next. Enemy Arty's been spotted at the back of the map, just behind their cap area. He'll probably be wiped out fairly quickly. It's a T92 HMC. Yes, he's been killed. There goes the Object 261. So the enemy's got no Arty left anymore, but they do have a Super Conqueror and 2 T110E3s. Rounds out in that bush. Again, he's guessing that the E3 is there. Probably a correct guess because the tree had been knocked down, and that's usually a sign that somebody's using it for cover. So we outnumber the enemy 2-1. He's firing one of his last 4 shells in. Okay, now's the time to move closer. There's no Arty, so he doesn't have to relocate for to avoid counter battery, but he can relocate so he can get better shots and better angles on the enemy tanks. Now there was a super conk on this corner. He's fired one of his last 3 shells in on that one. Only 2 shells left. As I said, you don't get much ammunition in the Object 261. Certainly not enough. Wargaming should buff the ammunition on this one. It certainly needs another 10 rounds. There's one of the E3s. He's been spotted at the back of the map. There he is. And there's the other one. 10% of his health left. So it looks like some of those blind shots did hit the target. Okay, a bit of stun on that one. There goes one E3. So the T110 E3 in front of us is the last one left. But he just took out our E4. This is the last round for Baked. Okay, round's out. And he hits the target, but he doesn't kill it. So we're showing 3,862 hit points of damage. And he's now said in chat, no more rounds. All you normally need to do is just actually press the reload button or press C or F8. And it will actually come up and say no more ammunition. Okay, our Bobject's going in. He's in the cap. Okay, he's going to get behind that E3, and the E3 is not going to be able to do much because I think he's tracked at the moment. And this will be the end of the game because the 268 will finish that E3 off with 1 shot, and he does. And that wins the game. So let's have a look at the battle stats for both battles, starting with Wazwulf's one on Mountain Pass. And here's the end of battle results, and we can see that Wazwulf managed to get a 3rd class tanker in his Object 261. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly, and he got a rather unusual and rare medal. That's the Rock Solid. In order to get one, an SPG has to kill an enemy vehicle by ramming them and surviving, and the SPG must be going less than 10 kilometers an hour when they kill the enemy tank. And yep, so that's fairly difficult to get this medal. He killed the AMX-13-105. He hit him with a round just after he was circling around Wazwulf trying to kill him. And not only did he hit him, but then the AMX-13-105 ran into him. And at that point, he lost the last remaining hit points and died. So a very unusual medal for Wazwulf. Let's have a look at the scores, the stats. And we can see that the highest damage in the game was actually done by the Manticore on this team. 3,363 hit points. The next high scorer being the Object 430U on the enemy team, 3,081. Followed by the Progetto, who managed to get 2,158. Wazwulf only got 2,047 hit points, but that's because the battle was over very, very quickly. The team were very efficient, and in fact a lot of the players were pretty good. And that's why most of them have got over 2,000 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he was joint top because the AMX-13-105 in his own team, the Gorilla, the Progetto and Wazwulf all managed to get 2 kills each. The T100 on the T100 LT on the enemy team was the only one who managed to get more than 1 kill. In fact, only 3 players on the enemy team actually got a kill during that game. And when it came to base XP, it was the Progetto who did the best with 826, 793 went to the Manticore, and Wazwulf managed to get 781, putting him in 3rd place. He fired 7 shots in that game, got 3 direct hits, 1 penetration, that was the AMX-13-105, 5 splash damage as well, damage of 2,047 hit points, of which 1,048 were at more than 300 meters, so you can see half of the damage he did was at close range. 1 hit received, that was the AMX-13-105. It was a non-penetration, funnily enough, on this occasion. And he blocked damage of 390 hit points from that 105mm gun. Damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 2, and did 2,013 hit points of stun assist off 5 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 34,149 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 37,085 credits. He received 781 XP, got ×2 for the first victory, and took away 2,344 experience points altogether. World of Tanks replay sites always miss out something on the total, so that's why this figure here is not twice this figure. Yeah, we don't understand it either, but it's probably the Holiday Ops figure that they're missing off. So a pretty good game for Wazwulf. It was over too quickly for him to actually get even more damage. He would have got more, but for the fact his teammates were just too good. So let's have a look at the second battle with Baked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, now he got a second class tanker in his Object 261. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15. And he got a Gauze medal, an Epic medal for exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage, and a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, at least 6 tanks that were subsequently killed by other teammates. He didn't get any kills at all in this game, but that actually helped him to get the Confederate. His win rate from that game was 3,935, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, in this game, he got the highest damage by far. No high caliber, but he got 5,169 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the E100 with 3,787. And then after that was the T92 on the enemy team with 3,708. When it came to kills, he was a long way down the table because he didn't get any kills at all. But the top scorers were the Striv 103B, the T92 HMC on the enemy team, and their T110E3, all got 3 kills each. When it came to base XP, it's Baked again, yes, 872 for him, he was top. 852 went to the E100, 849 went to the Batchat 25 ton. Baked fired 20 rounds, all of his ammunition in that game. In fact, actually, he would have been able to fire more if he'd had more ammunition. It would have been nice if he'd had another 5 rounds or even 10 rounds to play with. In fact, it's rather unusual that most of the Soviet Arty does tend to have enough rounds to play with for the entire battle, with the exception, of course, of maybe the S51 and the Object 269. If you use the top gun on the S51, you don't have enough ammunition. Likewise with the SU5, I suppose, as well. But he got 7 direct hits during that game and no penetrations, but 25 splash. In fact, some of his shells, he was hitting 2 tanks at a time every time he fired one over. 5,169 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 0, and did 1,709 hit points of stun assist off 25 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 49,675 credits, got 18,877 for Holiday Ops, total of 68,552 credits, and after ammunition resupply, he took away 2,852 credits. He would have taken away 27,690 with a premium account, but this was a free-to-play account on this occasion. 7 bonds for this being a tier 10 vehicle, 872 base XP, and no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. So 2 very good games in the Object 261. I suppose Baked shows us that yes, you can run out of ammunition very, very easily, but you can do an awful lot of damage to the enemy if you can pick the right targets, and he certainly picked the right targets to hit more than one tank at the same time and then multiplied the amount of damage he was doing, and that's one of the reasons why he ended up with an epic medal like the Gauze medal, and of course because he was spreading the shells around to as many enemy tanks as he could, he got that Confederate as well. I should note as well with the E3, he actually managed to get 3 stuns. Didn't necessarily get 3 hits, but he did 654 hit points of damage. So those blind shots that he was firing in did actually work. The same was true for the Superconch. 2 stuns on that vehicle, 2 critical hits, and 376 hit points of damage. So maybe he did actually hit the Superconch as well with one of those blind shots. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithms.
Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.
And thank you for watching.